Really? My internet's gonna act up?
Hey, yo, hey, bring that shit down, fool. Bring that shit down. Bring that shit down. I want to see you drive it in first and second gear. Bring that shit down. Bring that shit down, fool. Prove me it's broken. Prove me it's broken. Hey, prove me it's broken, bro. Hey, prove me it's broken.
Now we came out here.
This is where it gets good. The guy with the Puma shirt, the cutoff jeans, and the Nikes with the... That's the guy we want to pay attention to. That guy's great.
Hey, bro, prove me it's broken.
Mike, check it out.
Prove me it's
No,
broken.
look. Hey, check this out, fool. You coming a little too high. Hold on, my nigga. Hold on. You coming a little too high power, my nigga. What the fuck? What's up, nigga? You want to squabble? Nah, nigga, you coming high power, nigga. Nah, nigga, that's you, nigga.
Nah.
We ain't doing shit, nigga. We ain't bringing nothing now, nigga.
You see, fool? Oh my
Nah,
God.
nigga, cause you coming too high, nigga. You came another way, nigga.
Oh God, I love it. I love what's going on out there. You guys are wild. You guys are wild as fuck, like legit wild as fuck. And got to give you guys some props for holding it down. You coming a little too high power, man. Damn. You know, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I love it. That is one of those clips that will forever live in infamy. It's so good. I guess there was a street race, a car broke or some shit, and then, you know, I like the guy that had dude's back. He's like, whoa, you coming a little too high power, and then he goes from 0 to 100 real quick. You coming a little too high power, Holmes. And you know the funny thing about that video, it's good. It's good. It reminds me of going to a tacuache meet. Now, have you guys ever been to a tacuache meet? Do you guys know what a tacuache meet sounds like? This is what a tacuache, meet sounds like. If you've never been to one, it's literally Tekashi 6ix9ine playing in conjunction with some tacuache music. So let's go.
We catch him at the chicken spot. Up a couple chops. Hot that nigga with 100 shots. I ain't heard you. Get the fuck up on my fucking face. We catch him at the chicken spot. Up a couple chops. Hot that nigga with 100 shots. Stupid. We catch him at the chicken spot. Up a couple chops. Hot that nigga with 100 shots. I ain't heard you. Get the fuck up on my fucking face.
That's literally what a tacuache meet sounds like. It's Tekashi 6ix9ine. You're going to be hearing, you call me a little too high power, man. And then my voice is back. Thank God my voice is back. And you hear Tekashi, then you hear, the occasional stupid, people. Stupid. You know, what you doing, man? You coming out here too high power. Stupid. Man. What a great illustration as to why never leave your fucking house. Never, ever, ever leave your fucking house if you're gonna go to tacuache meet and it's just ridiculous.
Treyway, these niggas said it hurt me. I ain't heard you. Get the fuck out of my fucking face before I murder you.
Why leave the house? Why leave the fucking house? I'm never leaving the house. This is why this show is great. You can copy my lights. You can copy my soundboard. You can't copy the content. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? November 17th. Today we're supposed to be talking. Why the fuck is Ford and going backward in time, getting into the DeLorean, hitting 88 miles an hour, and saying, "Oh, let's put a big block V8 in a stupid, in a Mustang," and you go, why? Why the fuck would you ever want to do that? Well, everyone has had a little bit of time to chime in. The YouTubers got their shit. Everyone got their 2 cents in. I kind of addressed it, but in this video, I'll address it as much as I can. According to everything I know, it is 100% cost. You and I both know a Coyote going into a F-150 NA, naturally aspirated, has no nut down low. I mean, no balls. Team, no balls. So I'm sure eventually Ford was saying, look, we got to get something in there. First of all, that's a little cheaper to produce. and it's probably going to end up being a stupid V8. Stupid. It's going to be an incredibly
Stupid.
V8. So they're going to basically shove a big block into F250s gas because the 6.2, it's okay, but a 7.3 is a, bigger, torqueier, cam and block situation with a push rod. It's going to be one of those motors that will be a nice workhorse for their fleet vehicles, for their motorhomes, for rentals, gas power trucks, plow trucks. Imagine trying to plow with a 6.2. Guys that have a plow. You're gonna buy a 6.7 or old 7.3 or a 6.0 with head studs, and you're gonna try to plow that sucker. You're not gonna do it with a 6.2 gas motor. You're gonna have to get a mile and a half running start, then put the blade down and hope the inertia takes you with it and lets you plow that one road, and it fucks everything up. But then the talk started centering around putting that shit in a Mustang. And I said, look, that would be the biggest mistake Ford would make in terms of technology. Mike J said, I thought you said Ford would never go backwards. I still don't think they'll go backwards in their cars. In their trucks, I don't give a shit. The NA Coyote in a big truck doesn't feel all that great. The 3.5 EcoBoost actually goes pretty good. Once you boost the Coyote, ball game was over. But vast majority of people, they're not going to boost a F-150 V8 Coyote. They're just going to ride out or get an EcoBoost and not give a shit about how it sounds. So Ford must have been like, well, it's expensive to produce this motor. Probably a lot cheaper to produce a 7.3. Let's stuff it in trucks. Now, do I think the 7.3 is going to end up in a Mustang? No. Do I think the supposed 6.8 is going to end up in a Mustang? No. Why? It doesn't make sense. You're going backwards in time. You're going backwards. Now, what do you have to compare it to? What does Chevy or Dodge have that's almost 7 liters gas? It's going to be in their Hemi Chargers and Challengers. And Chevy has the LS7, which I don't even think is a thing anymore, right? There were the old Z06 and Z28 motors. So a 7.3 liter or a 6.8 liter cam in block motor in a modern Mustang? When have you ever in history seen Ford go backward with technology? Like, they didn't say, well, we're going to go from carburetors to fuel injection to carburetors. They never did that. They went carburetors in 85, 86, they switched over to fuel injection. 89 in California, they went over, or 88 in California, they went over to Mass Air. And then they went, in terms of horsepower, they went backwards, but technology, they went forward with it. 94, 95, and then 96, they introduced the overhead valve, 2 valve. Then they went 3 valve. Then they did 3 valve in the trucks, 2 valve in the trucks. Then they went Coyote. So lineage-wise, how can you look at Ford and go, Mustang had this, and now we're going to shove a cam and block 6.8 in it that probably doesn't get as good a gas mileage? See, the big thing about Mustangs is we can at least tell people it's only 5 liters. Yeah, the engine is physically massive, but everyone's like, it's going to end up in a Mustang. Look, a built 7.3 liter should make, again, built. But how many of you guys even build your Coyotes? Half of you guys don't build the Coyotes. Half of you guys just stuff boost in it. So I don't understand why Ford would say, yeah, let's do a 6.8 in a Mustang, which is now 7 liters. And now who are you competing with? Is it going to get the right gas mileage? Or let's say 6.8. Let's call it a 7 liter because a 7.3, 6.8, splitting cunt hairs. Moist cunt hairs. So you're basically going to go, okay, if I'm going to shove a 6.8 in it, it better make 550, 570 horsepower NA pump gas. Is that something you want? Okay, well, what kind of gas mileage is that kind of motor going to get? And will you have to pay gas guzzler tax? Yes, look it up, guys. Do you have to then pay gas guzzler tax in a 6.8? Unless they make the crazy gearing in the trans, make it get 22, 23 miles a gallon to get past the gas guzzler tax. I don't know about that happening. Now, would you want to own a 6.8 10-speed Mustang? Most of you guys probably would. You go, yeah, why the fuck not? I would go, why don't I just get a Charger or a Challenger that has that shit figured out in a pretty badass package? Yes, it's a little heavy, but a Hellcat or any Challenger or Charger, not Charger, is E85 and boost away from 9s. Like, remember, the GT500 still has a wall, and it's called 9.5 with the DCT until you get trans tuning for that. And then Hellcats, Demons, Chargers, Red Eyes, and Super Sports with properly modded combinations are going deep 9s. I don't know why Ford would then stick a big block V8 into a Mustang. Everything my sources are telling me, it is going to be F-150 6.8, F-250 7.3. And the Mustang, I still don't know. The S650, in my opinion, should get badass hybrid technology. It should get 3.5 with batteries and have it go 0 to 60 in a 2-something and be supremely badass with an all-wheel drive platform. The S650 platform supposedly is going to piggyback off of the Explorer ST or the Explorer skateboard. Basically, everything's going to have the same chassis. Drive an ST, you're like, this thing drives pretty good. So we suspect the Mustang is going to end up basically like an ST lower version. And I cannot imagine why you would stuff a 6.8 in there. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Technologically, it doesn't make sense. It's almost as if a Fox body guy went into Ford, like a CEO or the director of operations or powertrain director. It's like an old leftover Fox body guy with his Marlboro, cigarette thing here. And his mullet skullet, because he's bald and has a mullet. So he has a skullet. And he's going to go out there and try to convince you that a big block motor in a Mustang is a good thing. I just don't see that happening. Call me crazy, but my sources tell me 6.8 F-150, 7.3 F-250 and up for the fleet vehicles and 3/4 ton trucks. That's what they tell me. So I don't understand if Ford has never, we're talking precedent. Now, again, the reason I might be wrong. I might be 100% wrong. But the reason I'm pretty confident that I'm not is because people like Evan Smith say it's fake news. When people were saying, 6.8 is going to end up in the Mustang, 7.3 is going to end up in the Mustang, and Evan Smith says, fake news. I've never seen him do that. With the Bronco, he did hint at the Bronco having like a Raptor variant or like a 3.5 badass Bronco variant that'll come out later. And supposedly there's one bit that's been spotted and it's doing good. But did you guys see that Jeep? Did you guys see that Jeep said, by the way, we have a V8 in a Rubicon, and it's going to be in production. And it's going to have 400 plus horsepower. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for a lot of people because let me see if there's a trailer or teaser. Is there a teaser video? I saw a teaser video on Facebook or one of those stupid deals where they basically just all you hear is just an engine rumbling. No, this is like an aftermarket situation. But supposedly Jeep is going to put a V8 in a Rubicon from the factory. And here's the preview right here. Let's see if this is. Let's do it together. Supposedly, it went from concept to production. Supposedly, they're going to have a limited run and get it out there. So again, I just don't think Ford's going to go backwards in technology. I don't think that makes sense. I think that's one of those things that it's nice to hype up and talk about and get people to talk about it. But at the end of the day, I think 2021 and 2022 will get this dual throttle body in a Coyote. I think, I have a suspicion, I have a source that says, that's right, twin throttle bodies into a Coyote, MAP-based, M-A-P, meaning no mass airflow sensor. So some cold air manufacturers are going to go, oh, thank God, our shitty-ass, crap-ass signal, junk-ass kits are not going to matter. We just make dumb fucking tubes and shove them. And you can make 2 per car. So supposedly, I got a rendering or I got some info that says that the new Coyote might have 2 throttle bodies and 2 cold airs. I don't know if that's for cylinder on demand shit. I have no idea. But I think the next generation is still going to be Coyote, and 6.8 liter Cam block and 7.3 is going to be trucks only. So that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, 15 minutes of me talking a little shit. So let's get to the questions, talk a little shit, get with everybody, and go from there. That's all I needed because I don't need to hear anything else. Actually, I think I still do need to hear a couple things in case I wanted to play some more sound effects for my peeps. There's too much high power on the channel, says SK Performance Chef. Hold on, guys. Check this out. SK Performance Chef got me something pretty badass. So these are the cam chain guides, I think is what they call. They're called the cam chain guides from SK Performance. Right here, sent me over, the cam chain guides that they got going on. But the coolest thing about the whole thing is, check this out. Let me see if the camera decides to. Oh, whose face is that? Huh? Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. They did that for me, and they did that. There's your part number right there. So yeah, SK Performance Chef, thanks very much for getting me these guys. I really appreciate it. And then Kyle Brandon ended up sending me like 5 different traction compounds to try with the red car. I thought it was very nice of him. Ended up haven't tried any yet. It's been real busy, so I'm gonna play around with that shit later on after both channels are fulfilled, and I can get out there, start making video later in the week. But thank you, SK Performance Chef, for those parts. And Kyle Brandon got me pimp juice, some other sticky icky, and I got 2 bottles of secret sauce and stripper glitter. I got a little bit of everything, so I'll be trying everything on an Unprep Road real soon. Nick GRR gave me $2 and said, howdy, y'all. He tried to get me again. He did last week. He got me fucking good. Good job. RS3 for me gave me $50, says, comment of the night. Like most men's love life, I'm going to start off strong and finish fast. Love the content, brother. Thank you very much. RS3 for me. Bring your wood screw says, channel support at Silver Rices has the baddest ride on the street. YOLO said so. Who's Silver Rices? Haik Boyadan says, it's all late now, but honestly, Ford should have made the new Mach 1 literal Mustang version of the Mach-E SUV. They got electric Mustang with DCT. Electric Mustang with a DCT. That doesn't make sense. Do you know how electric motors work? I mean, you could put a trans behind it technically, but I don't think you would have benefited at all from a DCT in a Mustang. You know, it's just one gear and it goes whoop. Like the Taycan, that has 2 gears and it's quick as shit, but the Tesla has 1 and it gets it done. Everyone's like, 620 push rod would be awesome. I don't know about that. I'm not buying it. It doesn't get my dick hard. A 3.5 twin turbo hybrid does, but a 6.8? Okay, so now you just have a big block V8 and you're going to become a target. That's right. Every fucking asshole that used to have a 5.0 or used to, actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to seek out, if the new Mustang has a 6.8 or a 7.3, they're going to become my fucking target. Hell, GT500s are 5.8s and they make 700 on pump gas. To the wheel, not measuring behind your asshole. To the wheel. Coyotes with boost make 1,000. They run 7s, boost in the 85. So if I know you have a 6.8 or a 7.3, I'm going to come after that ass, and it better whoop my ass. Because if it don't, oh my God, the field day I'm going to have making fun of that 6.8 equipped Mustang if it comes out. But according to my sources, it's not happening. Pat Mashlong says, is there a noticeable gain when upgrading to a 350 throttle body? No, zero horsepower gain. If anything, the car drives worse. I'll be on a stock SR50 motor with a ported 18 manifold, possibly on 3 twins. Nope. On 3 twins, stock throttle body, save yourself the trouble. Eric Vega says, channel support, appreciate you very much and all you do for us for Lund. Dios te bendiga. Dios te bendiga. And Cody gave me $2, didn't say a goddamn thing. My favorite type of question. Everyone's saying GM is trash, and yes, a 4-cam 6-liter Coyote. Oh, what a missed opportunity. Now, the problem with that is if you subscribe to the notion that Ford says it's too expensive to produce Coyotes, why in the fuck have they made them for 10 years? Coyotes have been around since 2011, actually late 2010. Actually, they were developed years before that. So 10 years in, now they realize it's too expensive to go hard in the paint with a Coyote. And they've gone through 3 variants. They've gone Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. I still think Gen 2 is King Daddy when it comes to overall. The Gen 3 still has its little quirks, but the 10R80 seems to make up for those quirks. And, you know, people like Manuel Gomez, by the way, who apparently, hey, Manuel, people out there saying you sell drugs. Because Manuel Gomez is one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen or heard of. And we had some guy get sideways today saying the dude sells drugs. And I'm like, when does he have time to sell drugs? He builds that fast F-150s, fast Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 cars, goes to 2K, goes to rentals, works from at night, and he goes home like at 7 in the morning. When does he have time to sling dope? I don't know. Hey, Manuel, if you're slinging dope, good for you. According to... Anyway, I love that people say that. They go, oh, if a guy's doing well, he must sling dope. Then if he slings dope, what the hell is Lund Racing doing? Shit, we're why are we buying airplanes? Oh, that's right. We're flying in drugs. That's the deal. Oh my God, what is wrong with people? Just be happy for their success and stop being a fucking bitch. Keep your head down and worry on your own shit. Everyone's like, oh, drugs, oh, fucking drugs. The fuck out of here. Nick Sparks says, channel support from the SK Performance Shop. Again, guys, thanks so much for the cam chain guides with my little face etched on them. I thought it was pretty funny. If you're a car guy and voted for Biden, I hope you chuck a fucking rod. Could you imagine Leave It to Beaner? By the way, did you just fuck a skull? Because, you know, he likes fucking dead bodies. If you're a car guy and you voted for Biden, I don't know what's wrong with you. I have no idea, or you're just not paying attention. A car guy, let's just say you like cars. He's going to basically want them to go away. Like, go away. Everything electric or solar, which electric isn't efficient in terms of like life. Lithium batteries, how long does that take to degrade? And what do you think powers those batteries? Coal-fired power plants, natural gas power plants, and nuclear power plants. Yeah. CJ Colvin says, I see the new 6.8 V8 in the F-150, maybe even in the new Bronco, but not the Mustang, though. Exactly. I totally would love a 6.8 in an F-150. Could you imagine a torque monster F-150 four-wheel drive 6.8 that gets 19 miles a gallon? And with some boost and cam upgrades, it'd be pretty rocking. But to put that in a Mustang and say it can be better than I am blown away as to how many people reference a fully built 7.3 motor as the example of what a 7.3 can do. How many of y'all broke ass motherfuckers? How many of y'all broke ass stupid motherfuckers still haven't built your Coyote motor? You're still looking for short blocks. You're buying Gen 2 short blocks. You're buying Gen 3 short blocks. You're not stuffing rods and pistons in anything. And then you see a guy, an engine builder, shaft-mounted rocker system, rods, pistons, high compression, race gas, make 800, or pump gas, make 800. You're like, see, it's better. What the fuck do you think that same treatment happens when you put an LS7 to the same treatment? LS7 is 7 liter. And it makes 570. Imagine the 7.3 making 440 for 100 less. Oh, but it's going in the truck, Alex. Okay, so the Mustang version has to make, if it's a 6.8, has to make 580 and still get 20-something miles a gallon to meet the CAFE standards or whatever the hell they call them, the mile per gallon standards, so that you don't get a gas guzzler tax. I just don't see it happening. I see them really refining the shit out of the 5.0 or going hybrid. That's the way I look at it. Matt 2011 GT, holy shit, give me $100. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. He says, well, I need a retune after porting my Autobahn 2300. Had to do it myself since nobody does it. As long as you're not making holes in it, no, you don't need to port. Look, guys, you don't need a tune for porting anything. The mass airflow sensor, when we do idle, slow rev, and watt logs, it samples all the cells. So when you port your manifold, it's not going to hit one cell higher. It's just not going to hit that. And in the middle, like idle, slow rev, and watt ranges, it's probably not going to affect it that much. So we say, no, you don't need any tuning. And the amount of time, the only time you need a tune when you port a manifold is when you have a fucking leak. And you poked a hole in it because you started to pour plastic and you went through and now you have a vacuum leak. And I'm going to say, oh yeah, it's 15% lean. He's going to go, oh, because I ported it. No, because you put a hole in it, asshole. So take it off, get an unported manifold and bolt it on, because that 8 horsepower gain doesn't fucking matter. doesn't. Fuck it. 8 horsepower. Fuck that. You're not going to get 20 from a port. NA. You're just not. But Matt 2011 GT, no, sir. You're good to go. Jake Birch says, I'll never go back to overhead cams. I'll never go back to cam and block, overhead cams for life. After seeing the potential of the technology, why would you go backwards in cam and block and do that whole dumb shit again where to extend the RPM range, you now have to open the motor up? Coyotes can rev to 7,500 RPMs and make power up there depending on manifold and stuff without cam upgrades. If you really want to get after it, yes, you replace the cams. But God damn it, you're going to basically, in some cars, depending on the configuration, you might even have to pull the heads off to do a cam swap in a car. I don't know how the 6.8 and the 7.3 are going to be laid out. But God damn it, could you imagine doing a cam swap and it costs you like $3,000 to get what? 30 horse and 1,500 RPMs? I can't imagine. I can't imagine going back to that dumb ass shit. I had Fox bodies. I had like 10. I did that. The B cam, the E cam, emissions legal, the F cam, the X cam, the TFS stage 1 top end package, heads cam intake. And then you do the CNL intake, you do the injectors, you do the calibrated MAF, you shove it in there. And if you had someone that a tweaker or whatever, you can tune it and have fun. I did all that. Once I got in the Coyote and that bitch was fast stock and all I did was put boost E85 in it and it made whatever the fuck I wanted it to make. Done with that opening the motor shit. Done, 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 done. Ford Blue Garage says, Ford has a 32-valve 4-cam V8 engine since the mid-late 30s. .GAA engine. Cool story. Thanks for that, buddy. Phil gave me $15 and he says, I take a Gen 1 Coyote over a pushrod, laughing my ass off. This whole thing is just so Ford can improve their profit margin, probably. All the money in R&D and the Coyote has been around for a decade. So dumb. Exactly. Could you imagine you have this gem that just does everything? And I'm sure a lot of Fox body guys sat down. They're like, I'm sitting. You know when I sat down? When 2 valves came out. I'm sitting. I ain't fucking with that car. I know it's a piece of shit. 3 valves, I bought one like an idiot, and then I sold it right away. I'm like, I know that's a piece of shit. So from 2 valve, I know the Cobra was pretty baller, but I wasn't buying a Cobra because I just didn't like the car. I didn't like anything about the car. It whined. That's about it. And a bunch of fucking retards bought it, but I never liked the Cobra. I looked at it and I'm like, I'm not going to spend 35 plus for that car. It's just not what I want to do. And then I got in a Coyote and I'm like, oh my God, it's comfortable. It stops. That's right. S197 brakes were like light years ahead of anything 03, 04 Cobra. I mean, light years ahead. It was comfortable, had a bumping fucking audio system. It was wide and big. I'm like, I'm in. And then I put boost in that fucking thing. I made 650 on pump gas, 700 with a little bit of little race gas. And now I have a couple of, well, I'm not going to give too much away, but I have a 900 plus horsepower Coyote car that runs 8s. With just rods and pistons. It's stock cams. I didn't even need to do the rods and pistons. It was just there, so might as well do it. Unreal that they're going back to cam and block. I think it'd be a huge mistake if Mustang ended up cam and block, push rod bullshit. But who the hell knows what's going to happen? I hope it stays in truck. Bell Speed says, I just got my Caliber Stage 3 MT82 and I'm torn on what clutch. Car is NA, track only, single or dual disc. You can get a McLeod twin disc, McLeod's twin disc, and you should be good to go. Mantic's fine, but some people don't like the price of Mantic, so McLeod is fine, depending on what you're going to do. Matt 2011 GT says, didn't think so, but thanks for the confirmation. Now I can port my throttle body. Just don't port. Guys, I think I've said this 30 times. Stop porting your throttle bodies, please. I don't care what the guy porting it says. Stop porting your fucking throttle bodies. Because unless they can prove that there's a power gain, substantial, don't port that bitch. Oh, you just have to, so I have to adjust the tune for something you claim works mechanically? Get out of here. Get out of here. Stop it. Haik Boyadan says, more channel support. It's been a long since I came on, but I wanted to let you know exactly how my name is pronounced. It's American Haik Boyadan, Boyadan? Okay, Haik Boyadan. You're staying Haik Boyadan, boy. The best Mustang content. Yeah, I appreciate it. Haik Boyadan. Sounds good. But thank you for the channel support, brother, and welcome back. Cody Says, I got a 13 full bolt on. I went 355s and instead of 373s for quarter mile. Right decision, 305, 45, 17. Mickey Thompson, E.T. Streets. Why'd you go 355s instead of... Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's good. Is it a manual or is it a... I'm thinking it's a manual because you had 373s. So, yeah, usually 331s is a nice gear. 355s will give you that little extra oomph with that size tire. So, I think you made the right decision, depending on what kind of power you're putting out. Jeff K says, I'm going TVS in the future for my 18, but getting long tubes now. Will 2-inch primaries hurt any performance in the interim? 2-inch primaries are the stupidest fucking mod on the planet. When 1 7/8 can support like 1,300 horsepower. Again, the port on your cylinder head is like this, and your 2-inch primary goes like this, It's like, oh, 2-inch here's my port on my cylinder head. Here's my 2-inch primary. Yep, that fucking flow, bro. That makes total fucking sense. I mean, just the port is this big. Let's get a primary looking like a plate on that bitch. Cause of flow. 2-inch primaries are fucking stupid and slug fuck retards, slug fuck squid retards that don't know a goddamn thing about shit recommend 2-inch primaries. Thank you very much. And I said it. And cut the clip and send it to them. Don't give a fuck. Jake Birch says, that new 6.8 will only rev to about 6,000 RPMs max. The Mustang racers won't like that for their Mustang Week rev contest. Rev contest 2026. Like right now, rev contests are hey, Alex, raise my neutral rev limiter. Cam correlation code. And then in 2026, you're going to hear the rev contest. Good job, Ford. Let's stuff a fucking truck motor in a Mustang. That makes total sense. Dumb motherfuckers. Boss 302 says, bitch up! For an S550 Roush Phase 2, which is an 80mm pulley with a BAP and 47-point injectors, what's required to get tuned from Lund besides the tuner? Would Lund Tune a big gain over? Would Lund Tune be a big gain over a Roush Tune? Asking for a friend. I don't think you're going to get a big gain tune for tune. We're going to extend the RPMs. We're going to ask you to put a bigger injector because we got to extend the RPMs. And you need to break out your IAT harness. Meaning, right now, the way Roush controls inlet air temps is through the IMRC controls. We don't have access to that. We don't fuck with that. What we're going to want you to do is go to VMP or go to Whipple and buy a IAT breakout harness. What the IAT breakout harness does is it piggybacks the signal from the mass airflow sensor, which is your inlet air temp, and makes it your blower. They have a special brass sensor that screws into the back of the blower, and the harness makes the blower temp IAT. So now we can protect the car with IAT. Whereas if we didn't have that, it would just we wouldn't have any way of monitoring the blower temp. And people are going to say, well, what about inlet air temps in the mass airflow sensor? It doesn't matter because it's going through the blower rotors anyway. That's your true inlet air temp, bitcho. So yeah, Boss 302. You just need 56 or 52 pound injectors, or at least ID 1000s or G-Shocks 95s, because eventually you're going to go return soft fuel system, and eventually you're going to go E85. So just get a 1000cc injector, FIC 1000H, ID 1050X, G-Shocks 95, and a tune and a breakout harness, and you should be good to go. I'm not going to tell you how much power it's going to make because I don't know how sweet the fuel is in your area. I have no idea where the fuck you live. I don't care. So yeah, let's get to the peasant chat real quick. Alex, we are getting this thing dialed in. Going to send you another log tomorrow. And as long as we get the go-ahead from you, we're going to throw it on the dyno Friday. Can't wait. Awesome, Michael Charlton. Let's get it going. Oscar Diaz in the house. King Yodi's in the house. I got 2-inch primary so I can fit my bitcho in there. That is pretty funny. The Danimal says 11 to 14 Mustang GTs are really expensive right now. It's kind of crazy. I'm telling you, those Gen 1s are becoming super desirable. Wait till Gen 2s, a lot of them, hit the used car market. And you know how I know it's happening? The tune queue at Lund Racing is full of Gen 3s. I'm saying Gen 3 crazy. And they all buy the same fucking shit. Cold Air E85 Flex. Cold Air E85 Flex. Cold Air E85 Flex. Manual, auto, it doesn't matter. Steeda Cold Air, PMAS Cold Air, E85. Every single one is doing that. So there's going to be a lot of used F-150s, S550s on the market, and I bet you the price isn't going to drop that much. And this red car, if I get that bitch in the 10s, which I guarantee I will really soon, I don't want to see how much money I can get for it because I love the car. I love the car, but if someone likes it more than me, he gone. It's either that or the Fairmont. This one I drive the most though. Okay, here we go. Nice Benz, equal length primary tubes and exhaust, gas exit velocity, make for a good header. Leave the 2-inch primaries for 2,000 plus horsepower cars. Exactly, Wild Horse Racing. Thank you for explaining it in a less douchebaggy way because that's the only way I know how to do it. Reekin 50 says, I got a 15 GT with performance package. It doesn't matter. It's just suspension and tires. Free flowing exhaust, 85 currently. 2 questions. 350 or ported 18 manifold. And also drag radius or bias ply for the occasional track day. Mainly street driven. If it's a stick car, yes, 15. I would do a bias ply unless you really know how to slip the clutch, and then you can get away with a drag radial. And I would do a ported 18 over a 350 only because of cost. Now, because those are the options you gave me. I would just do a regular 18 and not port it. But if you want to port it for whatever reason, because you think it's going to give you another 6 horse, have at it, brother. The 350 at the end of the day makes more up top, period. It just does. It's just a better intake manifold than the 18. But when you port the 18, I'm sure it's comparable. Do you know what I am saying? I have 331s in my F-150 single cab. Is that okay or should I go for higher? I don't know. I have no idea what you want to do with the truck. Do you want? What do you mean when you bring the bolt out of the launch? When you put plywood in the back? When you take it to the work site? When you're stuck in mud and put it in 4 high? I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's a truck. Just leave it alone. I guess it's Frank Weaver's birthday. Everyone said buy the GT500. What GT500? Fuck. I like how you guys think I'm just rolling in fucking dough. S197 for life. Alex, do you need a log after the FFE is done? Yeah, just a 302. Send me a log just to make sure that you don't have any leaks. Today, I had a gentleman send me logs after he put long tube headers in. And I'm like, dude, your signal is fucked. What did you do? He's like, I just put long tube headers in. And I'm like, did you put like weird extensions in to extend the cable? He goes, no, it fit the factory harness. I'm like, that's weird. I said, do me a favor, man. Just show me what's going on. And he had a 90-degree, basically the collector was here and something came out like this and then up and then the O2 sensor was going down. I'm like, no, no. That O2 sensor has to be in the collector, period. And if you do have a heat sink, make sure it's not a 90. It's just basically a little bushing in there. And hopefully that he gets it fixed. He's going to do that tonight. Okay. The Danimal says, I hope the 6.8 is not the only V8 option in the Mustang. Hopefully they'll put it in a limited number drag model or something like that. I like that idea. I like a drag pack Mustang only, like a Cobra Jet, like a drag pack only, gutted, drag pack gutted. And if Ford was smart, they put a solid axle behind there. I know a lot of people think that's stupid. Honestly, do you know how expensive it is to upgrade your rear end, your IRS rear end to be semi-bulletproof? It's like $5,000 or $6,000. Not G-Force 9-inch, axles, fucking all the bullshit bracing and all that. It's like $5,000. It's legit $5,000 doll hairs. It is not cheap. So why can't Ford say, we'll stick a stupid solid axle in this S550, a 6.8, gut it, give it a VIN, and go drag pack. And then I'm down. I'm down with that. That's a good idea. But for the everyday guy that wants a twin turbo to have a nice daily that's comfortable, ride around and have decent gas mileage, even when they're boosted, when they go to Miami to bang some slut, I think you're gonna want the Coyote or something like a hybrid situation. You know what I'm saying? The 6.8 should be the new Boss GT with the new Coyote. Here we go. Honda 5.0. Of course you would say that. Oscar Los. Okay, here we go. My 16 GT was feeling a little sluggish and would idle dip from time to time at a light. I swapped out the purge valve and boom, car feels as good as new again. Fast rider. Did you have an EVAP code? Interesting if you didn't have any EVAP codes. How much horsepower can 11 to 14 F-150 Coyote make with Boss 302 cams, ported 18 manifold, 6R80? Oh, 380. A solid 380. Solid 380. Oh, Boss cams. How much horsepower does a Boss 302 make? You know what, motherfuckers? I think y'all need to learn today. Boss 302.
We catch him at the ticket spot. I'm a couple times. That nigga with 100 shots. hurt you.
Turn it off.
Boss 302 Mustang. Okay, so the Boss 302 Mustang made 444 horsepower. 444 horsepower right here. Right here, guys. 444 horsepower. So I'm going to do, and that was the 2013. So let me do, I'm going to make a bunch of noise. So sorry about the 2013. Mustang. Let's just see delete. 2013 Mustang GT. So 444. Okay. And 420. So you have a whopping 24 more horsepower. That probably had to do with the intake manifold and the CNC heads. Hey, that's a really good comparison. So you're telling me if you port your heads, put a Boss intake on the car and Boss cams, it's only worth 24 more horsepower? Oh, Alex, that's what the brochure said. Actually, the dyno numbers back it up. So you port your heads, you put Boss heads, Boss cams, Boss intake, and you make a whopping 24 more horsepower, and the Boss 302 revs higher. Ain't that some shit? Oh, Al, you're going by the catalog. Yeah. And when we put on the dyno, it makes the same fucking number. And when you do the conversion. So take that. Bitcho. Joe Good Enough says, preferred spark plug for an 18 plus with a Vortec and E85. I have an NGK 6510 gapped at 24 thousandths in my 2019. And it has the 85 in it right now, which I'm not revving it out because you saw I'm getting fuel pressure drop. How much horsepower? I already got that. Hi, Alex. I got a 2019 PP1 manual and I want 650 to 700 on pump gas. I want a single turbo kit. Can I get away with not upgrading the engine, transmission, or clutch? Yeah. If you keep boost moderate, 8 to 9 PSI on a turbo, you should be able to make 650 on pump gas. No problem. 444. Could you imagine you buy a Boss 302 Mustang? Okay, let's say you have a 302 Mustang motor and you search all over the internet for Boss cams, and you find the Boss cams and you overpay because you think they're better. Then you go buy that Boss intake manifold and you shove it on and you put on the dyno and you're like, it only made like 20 more horse. Yeah, dumbass. What's Trump make at the crank? Billions. Best Gen 1 MT82 drive shaft. G-Force, it doesn't matter. G-Force, DSS, it doesn't matter. Ford Racing, whoever, it doesn't matter. 420, 412 from 11 to 12. But I compared the Boss 302 to the 13 Mustang. Okay, so that's a good comparison, apples to apples, and it's 24 horsepower difference. Sad as fuck that people are out there buying Boss cams for these cars. Crown Victoria Lifestyle says, why do Mustang owners talk about ported manifold so much versus the price of getting a bigger blower? I have no idea, Crown Victoria Lifestyle. For some reason, someone got out there that porting the manifold is like this amazing thing, and it's not. It's worth 5 to 7 horse, and the dyno can vary that much, you know? And a boosted car, when you port the manifold, it probably makes 11 or 12. It doesn't make 30. It doesn't make enough to warrant the porting, in my opinion. I just pulley down and make another pound of boost, and there you go. But people, for whatever reason, are stuck in their head that they got to port this. The Boss 302 has CNC heads, supposedly bigger valves, and better cams, and it makes only 24, with a Boss intake, and it makes 24 more horsepower. You think a ported 18 manifold is magically going to give you 20 with your stock head, stock cam GT? Are you fucking nuts? Come on, get your head out of your fucking asshole. Matt760 says, hey, what's up, Alex? I'm considering buy supplies on the red car still. Yes, I am. I got my Phoenix 2810 517s, dead hook on Virgin Road for me on 30 PSI. I like them over the Hoosiers. Phoenix 2810 517s, Matt760, I'm going to buy a set. And if they dead hook, I got a trans brake in that bitch, and I can bring the RPMs to 5,000 and boop. And if it dead hooks like you say it does, that's going to make for a good video. And then I can start testing out these compounds. But I got to upgrade the axles, I'm sure. But thanks for that. I'm going to look into the Phoenix 2810 517s. I appreciate that. I will buy them tonight. After the show, I'll buy them, get them coming. And I'm going to find some Poverty Stars or Family Dollar stars. I'm going to go to Family Dollar. I think they're restocked on VMS wheels, and I'll go look under the 6 slits, and I'll get me a pair of VMSs and put them on. Matt 2011 GT gave me $50 more. I don't know why the fuck you gave me so much money, but thank you. If you got all this money, why didn't you buy like a regular Edelbrock? Why'd you buy like the 2300? I'm not expecting huge numbers, but the entire nose and runners on this thing were painted with a sandpaper type finish that was restrictive as hell. I had to take it apart to replace the rotor pack, 2-week wait. If I figured, F it, I have the time. Remember, porting pre-rotor, right where the rotors kind of sit in a little, kind of like the shape of almost like a violin. You know, if you look at some of the porting, there's a lot of power to be made pre-rotor. George Mendoza says, hey, Alex, do you think an 18 manifold will help me get a better ET? For 2012 Mustang GT stick running 12.0 at 117 with just a Lund and E85 tune, it'll help you. It'll make like 10 more horse tops. It'll be like a Boss intake manifold. Exactly. The 2018 manifold acts exactly like the Boss intake manifold. Some people just like the look of the Boss better. And as you saw, it's worth 24 more horse over stock with cams and heads. So the intake alone is going to get you about 10 horse. 10 to 12 tops. Christopher Barfield says, I just purchased a 4 kit recommended by you and the channel. I had a budget kit on the car before running 85 and tuned by Dakota. Would a tune be needed for the new fuel system if both systems were dual pump? Yes. Yeah. I want to just make sure, because now you have better pumps, lines. We want to make sure everything is kosher, and we want to make sure that it's running right. So just install the system, get us a full set of logs, and then we'll see if we have to adjust anything. Set it up the same way. 45 PSI at idle with a boost reference, 55 PSI key on, engine off. They should be good to go. Dennis Scale says, for E85 race flex tune, is the Cedar closed intake worth it over the stock 2020 cold air intake? Slightly. If you want a bigger cold air intake, the Steeda one is probably the only one I'd recommend out of the bunch because it is closed. But understand this, you have to leave the insert in. The drivability quality with the insert removed, it's absolute jack shit. So leave the insert in. Leaving the insert in is still 120 millimeter diameter. And the MAF has to be in the box, meaning the mass airflow sensor, I think there's 2 slots, one in the tube, one in the box. Bitch has to be in the box. Insert in, MAF in box, and we'll get you a tune, no problem. That's Dennis Scales. Blown Chevelle says, I got a 16 Mustang with a Paxton and a 348 pulley. Runs 950s at 146 on 94 octane and meth. Good for you. Runs fine, but I'd rather run without meth. Can MS-103 handle it? Also, the factory fuel system with the booster pump handle it? Yes. MS-103, 260 GT with 100 octane, or MS-109 or C10, you should be fine. Anything over 100 octane, it should be good. We just have to make a tune for it because I think the Stoic is a little different. And yes, your fuel system with a booster pump should be fine because that fuel is a lot denser than the 85, and you're running pump gas now, so you should be good to go. Chris A says, no camera cut. Give me $10. No camera. You coming a little too high power, man. You want to squabble? What is squabble? Like, you want to fight? Is that what it, like, you want to fight? Look, I love him for having his homeboys back. I love that. But it was funny as shit. Pimpin' since 1997 says, your thoughts on stainless power headers? Looking for a good set of headers that won't break the bank with a good O2 placement. Well, cheap, good, reliable. Pick 2, right? Cheap and reliable doesn't exist. Good and reliable exists. Honestly, I would get like ultimate header. I'd spend the money. It depends on how long you're gonna have the car for. Those are discount headers, just like Texas Speed headers. They're discount headers. A badass header that's going to last you a long time and the build quality is great. Ultimate header, American Racing, or Cooks. Plain and simple. Or stainless works, not stainless power. Pimpin' since 1997. Thank you for the $5. Matt 2011 GT is up to about $155 today, and he says, I got it for free and I'm putting the cash into the motor currently. I sent pics to your email. Uh-oh. Dick pics probably out. Kong coming out with a 3.0 LSA blower. Yes, Eaton has a 3100 rotor pack. They had the 2300, the 2650, and now the 3100. And companies like VMP, Edelbrock, Greg Kong is going to start providing 3.1 TVSs. Now, the funny thing about the 3.1 TVS is it's going to be pretty stupid. I don't know what it can make peak, but I suspect 12, 13, 1400 horsepower is not going to be rare on a built motor. I'm saying on a completely badass built motor. So I think With a 3100, once you start seeing them on LSAs and some Coyotes, because VMP is going to start putting them on some of their own Coyotes, and the results are going to be 1200 and up. That's promising, because let's be honest, guys. That's as much as what percentage of the population can really swing a 12 to 1300 horsepower street car? 2%, 3%. Right? But you motherfuckers like 3.8, 2,000 horsepower. I'm like, okay, on a super badass built, insane engine. You'll never fucking use that. You'll never use 800. Most of you at 800 are done. It becomes useless on the street after 800. Ask me how the fuck I know. But at 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 on a race application, the 3,100 is going to be pretty stout. And it'll be interesting once we start seeing data off of the when VMP gets out there, starts making a case around it. I think they already have a Cobra case. I don't know why the fuck you put a 3.1 in a Cobra, but why not? You know? And once a Coyote and a GT500 3.1 starts being made, you're going to start seeing some big numbers, you know? And the 3.8 Whipple is going to have competition, whether they laugh at it or not. They're going to have competition, because I still to this day prefer the power delivery of a TVS than anything. And funny thing, how the Whipple keeps mimicking a TVS more and more. The more you look at a Whipple blower, the bigger and Gen 5, Gen 8, Gen 38, the more you look at it, I'm like, it's looking more like a TVS. You guys are making a better TVS than Eaton. That's what you're doing, basically, without infringing on patent rights. When you really take a good look at it, I'm like, you're twisting the rotors a certain way. I see what you're doing. Don't get mad at me. Because I'm just using my eyes. I see what's happening. Ain't going to get one over on me. Danny Bill says, HTFU, head the fuck up. He thinks framing your vids will get them more followers, but they don't have any content. He thinks framing your vids will get them more followers, but they don't have any content. No content. Look, this setup is very widely known on the internet. Some lights, a nice light on your face, and a microphone. That's fine. But the problem is the content, the shit we got to say, the shit I say that make you, if you don't have that, I don't care how pretty all this shit is and how great your camera is. If you don't have a personality or anything to offer or entertainment, no one's going to watch your shit. I wish everyone the most luck on the planet. I want everybody to make money. But when your shit starts mimicking my shit to a T, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to put a disco ball. I got it on order on Amazon. Disco ball, strobe lights, and a smoke machine. Watch them copy that. Hell, I already gave it away, so they're just going to do it before me. But I got a disco ball coming, fog machine, and I'm going to get lasers in here. Just random Darude. 10 hours of Darude Sandstorm non-fucking stop. Let me see. 10 hours of Darude Sandstorm. I'm telling you, it's just going to be ridiculous when it comes time to... let's just fast forward to the shit. It's just going to be that nonstop. Oh, come on. Really? I hit the spot in the song that doesn't fucking have any music? No one knows what Darude Sandstorm is. I'm like, this is Darude Sandstorm. And it's going to be like that all show long. Fucking fog lights. I'm going to fucking nunchuck it. I'm going to do all that shit. I'm going to fucking be that asshole. And then people are going to go, wow, Alex got 700 viewers today. Maybe we should do Darude Sandstorm and lights like that and fog machines and disco lights. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Alex, look at KC526 comment and do the shout out. I do not see KC526. It says, you can, Patrick. And it says King Yodi. That's all she says. She doesn't say anything else. So, sorry. There is nothing there. Alex, okay. Are the Gen 2s the same and the Roadrunner? I heard they're the same. If they are, should get a Boss 302 or S550. Thank you for the great work you do. I'd get an S550. I get an S550 all day long. Get an S550 because it drives better, rides better. The Boss 302 is a limited edition vehicle, so the body, in my opinion, is worth something. But the motor itself, the bottom end is stout, just like the Gen 2, and can take, 1,000 wheel. Dakota made almost 1,100 wheel stock bottom end. Cams, heads, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to like leaving it alone and not modifying it, I'd rather do a Gen 2 S550 motor in my most humble of opinions. KC526 says, Kirsten Jones wants you to give a shout out to her fiance, Ian Martha. He's watching you now. She said to tell him to learn to pay attention to her tonight too. Ian Martha is either fishing for fucking pool noodles, stacking charcuterie boards in the deli section at Publix in Jupiter, or he's pulled over on the road wondering why his Charger is overheating or the transmission broke. Love you, Ian Martha. Shout out to Ian Martha. I know him on a personal level. And Kirsten Jones, way to be a good girlfriend. Isn't that nice? The girlfriend tells, Ian's one of his favorite shows. Hey, shout him out. Shout out to Ian Martha. Happy birthday. Is it a birthday? No, it's not his birthday. It's just a shout out to him. Shout out to Ian Martha. Fuck it. And Zane Mustang says, to be honest, Frank's setup is better. Full on porn studio. Yeah, but the problem is, Frank has that porn mustache and it's just overkill. Way overkill. We celebrated his birthday this weekend. Happy birthday to Frank Perdomo. Everyone's I like it. Will anyone tune SCT on the 2020 GT500? No, I don't think SCT supports it yet. I don't think there's a way of flashing it as far as I know, right? Like, can an X4 or a BDX flash a 2020 GT500? I don't think so, but I don't know 100%. Oh, it is his birthday. Ian, happy birthday. He's out there fishing for pool noodles. Everyone's who's Frank? Frank Perdomo from Power by the Hour, PBH Performance, pbhperformance.com. Frank Perdomo has a show Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. on his channel, YouTube. Say with a 50 says, I just put a Cobra Jet on my 19 and I chose to go with the 65mm Ford Racing throttle body. How much horsepower was left on the table compared to the 67 or 69? 0. Not 1 horsepower will be gained with the twin 67 or the twin 69. Naturally aspirated, sir. Trooper says, hi, Alex. I'm really enjoying the VMP Odin Lund 93 tune. The question on my 18 is 355 810 car. What do you recommend? Get my 60 below 1.7. Full Steeda suspension, thanks. Converter, right? Converter and more fucking boost. And if you're stuck on pump gas, then race gas or something. But you need to get the boost way up, brother. Or a converter, a really loose converter. So call Circle D. Say, what do I need to leave at 10 PSI on a 4,000 pound car, S550? They're going to say this or more boost. And usually more boost cures everything. As long as you have the proper octane, it's not going to be a problem. But on pump gas, I think you're going to be limited to like a 48,000 millimeter pulley with the Odin blower. I don't know about the Hulk blower, and maybe the Iron Man blower is going to be a little better. How about the Scarlet Witch's blower? Thanos. The fuck. The names. Awful. Danny Bill says, I can do some modeling for you on the sofa for your shows. That's weird. I can wear a Borat swimsuit. They can't beat that. That's weird. That's really weird, Danny Bill. I've seen your body. It's not meant for video. Love you. Nick Rogers says, hope you and the family are well. What are some of the other niches in the car industry that could be fun to work in? Love cars, love to learn, provide value for money. The car industry sucks. I see these guys building cars and bringing cars to their houses and shops and working on the cars. And I'm like, I love you guys. You guys are better than me. You couldn't pay me enough to bring a guy's car in, put headers, a blower on it, and bust my knuckles and fuck my shit up. And then I got to own that car until maybe forever. Because let's say you put a blower, and Danny knows this, Danny Built knows this. Let's say you put a blower and headers on a car. Then you drive it down the road. The guy's like, yo, my drive shaft's vibrating. I'm like, I didn't touch your drive shaft. Yeah, but it wasn't vibrating when I dropped it off. Now it is. Sir, I put a blower and headers on your car. Well, I don't know. All I know is that I dropped off the car to you, and now all of a sudden the drive shaft is vibrating. Come to find out he has a rock in his fucking tire or something. Dude, fuck that industry. But yeah, niche. Becoming a service writer, a service advisor, whatever, that sucks. You get yelled at by customers. You just want to punch everyone in the fucking face. Parts sucks because you gotta deal with people that don't know shit, and then you gotta like explain the same thing over and over to people, and then depending on your patience level, you're done explaining shit. You just like look it up on the internet, motherfucker. Tuning is not easy. It's not quote unquote fun. It is work. But it reminds me a lot of a production atmosphere. I worked in factories most of my life, my early life, from 17 to like 26. Ka-chunk, 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 boom, boom. And your job was to produce, get the numbers down. You have a certain number you have to fill before a day. These boxes all have to be stacked. That's how tuning is, right? It's not like fun. Oh, let's get on the dyno. Woo! Let's make 3,000. Yeah! And then strippers come and suck your dick, and you're fucking snorting coke. Well, some people snort coke while they tune. And then all this shit. Oh my God. No. None of that. You're like this. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, boom, tune attached. Here you go. E85 flex, E85 flex, more flex, 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 AFE intake, CNL intake. It's not like, oh my God, I'm tuning. No, it's not like that at all. Justin Katie says the car industry sucks. Listen to him. He's right. I don't know anyone that was honest and worked putting cars together and make big buku money. We tune, so that's different. The overhead is software and employees, and we can make money. But I don't know anyone that built cars, busted their knuckles, and made big money. Nobody. They just, when you look at the bills, you look at what you pay, workman's comp, this, oh, you got to buy this guy a motor because my buddy left a rag in the intake. This, that. You're like, I made $3. Now, if you produce your own parts, if you have a niche thing where you make your own parts, like Fluix Automotive, I'll give you an example. Fluix Automotive sent me a differential cover. And it is wonderful. I drove the car to Sarasota, and the temps were 20 degrees lower. The diff temps were 20 degrees lower. And he basically sells a differential cover that is cast that basically gets rid of heat on S550s. And I'll see if I can link that. But that guy can do well if that part takes off. If he starts going, hey, this part, obviously Alex tested it, and he did the vetting, and it works really well. So let me look up Fluix Automotive. But he basically, if you guys follow me on Instagram, let me look him up on Instagram. He basically makes Mustang parts. I think he's from Germany, and someone like that can eventually make it happen. But you got to be in the parts game. Fluix Automotive, Fluix GmbH. Here you go, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. He has pictures. I love you. I love you. Love you. So, hey, guys, give this guy a follow. Fluix Automotive, a guy out of Germany, making parts for S550 Mustangs and Corvettes. And look, he makes this stuff here. These little, wow, look at these runners, dude. But this is what I have in my car right now. This is an S550 differential cover. And this sucker got, because I have a performance package Mustang and I have a axle temp sensor, it went from being 190 to 200 on a long 2-hour cruise to 170. Guys, this is nicely made stuff. It is super pretty. Look at that. You don't even need that, but you want it under your car. Look at that shit. Ooh, look at this. You make that, dude? He makes carbon fiber intakes too. Give this guy a follow, Fluix Automotive. Hit him up about how much this guy costs, but I have one in my Mustang right now, and it is phenomenal, 20 degrees. But that, in my opinion, is really the only way you're going to make money in the automotive industry, is if you make your own parts like that, like Power by the Hour, like Beefcake sells packages left and right, and Fluix Automotive makes specific parts for cars. I think that's the only way you're going to make real money. Cedric Weish says, Alex, how have you been? This might be a dumb question. I'm asking for a friend, also low-key for myself because it's my daily. Do y'all tune 3.7s? Don't grill me. I'm sorry. We have stopped supporting that vehicle. We probably get one tune request a year, and it's just not worth supporting it. But, Cedric Weish, just in case, go to lundracing.com and see if Lund Racing does support the vehicle. We still might have it up there. And if we still have it up there, that means we still support it. But I don't think we do. David Zaremba says, hey, Alex, I have a boosted Mustang. And I drive 80 miles an hour and I get a vibration that comes and goes every 2 seconds. It's not the tires. It feels like it comes from the front to back. Any idea what it can possibly be? It can be your tires being out of balance. When was the last time you balanced your tires? Do you know you're supposed to balance your tires like every oil change or every 2 oil changes? You're supposed to balance your tires, rotate and balance your tires every oil change or every 2 oil changes. That's literally what you're supposed to do, 3,000 to 6,000 miles. Some people say that's crazy. That's what you're supposed to do. Or maybe twice a year, depending on how many miles you put on the car. Or it could be your drive shaft. It literally could be your drive shaft. So I'd have to look under the car, make sure you didn't suck up a rag or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Poor Boy 313 says, how's the family? What's the best setup for Cobra Jet intake? Gen 1 manual. Gen 1 manual. CJ65, Ford Racing Cold Air, Comp, Cam, Stage 3s, LU47s, E85, and a BAP. And you're done. Blown Chevelle says, so do you think I can run a 3.3 pulley with MS-103? Ooh, that's going to be close, Blown Chevelle, because now you're like in the 14 to 15 PSI range. And I think the booster pump, no matter how dense the fuel is not going to adequately fuel the vehicle. I would stay at a 3.4 at most. I wouldn't drop down to a 3.3, sir. Gail Banks did that. Yes, Gail Banks is another guy that just makes parts, got kits together, is super smart. I will never, ever be as smart as that man is, but I can be as charismatic. I mean, I can disseminate the information to the layman and be like, all right, I can talk like you guys. When I get information, I can just kind of run it through my Puerto Rican filter and go, yo, that motherfucker said that he's going to run out of fuel because the fuel trims are spiking. You know what I'm saying? And oh, okay, I get it. Gail Banks is smart, produces parts. I love how he talks shit on other guys. He's like, well, if you're a diesel guy and you're blowing smoke, it is wasted horsepower. And I'm like, you are right. But guys here, Yee country in Loxahatchee, they love blowing smoke up in the air. They don't give a fuck. Maniac S550 says 800 plus is absolutely useless on the street, especially on MT82. You're 100% right. Lorenzo Enzo says I got F-150 Coyote and had to change the cam anyway, so I got the Boss cams from PBH for a great price. Swapping 0640, which had 180. Most I'm fine with 444 horsepower. People in the car, it did swat. Wow, I don't know what he said. I don't think your car's going to make 444, but it can make 444 because you got the cams, and you would need Boss heads too to make that kind of power, and Boss intake manifold. You'll love that NA setup. Jeremiah Camp had that NA setup. Jeremiah Camp had the best NA Mustang I ever saw. Not the most powerful, but the best, because it was such a cool little ride. Cobra Jet 47s, boosted pump, Comp Cam Stage 3s. Bitch was rolling. He was beating some demons. I'm sorry, not demons. Ooh, careful, Alex. Some stock Hellcats. And it was great to see an NA Mustang getting it on the street. Bitcho, I'm late, says Davian Williams, but I'm going to watch on my way home. Dating channel tomorrow. Absolutely. Do Gen 3 blocks have no more horsepower than Gen 2, stock for stock? No, Yomar, they do not. About the same. Why the 65 instead of the monoblade? What's the pros and cons of each? The twin 65 will fail safe less. You know, you're going to make maybe another 5 horsepower with the monoblade NA, but the twin 65 drives phenomenal. You will never have a fail-safe issue with the Ford Racing 65mm throttle body. You just won't. Alex, did you ever weigh your black car? If so, what did you do for major weight reduction? All I did was take the seats out and a K-member and a radiator support delete. The car, I believe, was 3,500 with me in it. 3,500 with me in it. 3,600 with me in it. 3,400 empty. So, yeah. Banks has been in the Mustang world for a long time. Badass. Nick Smith says, best setup for 550 to 600 on Gen 1 for street racing. TVS, TVS, TVS. Always put a TVS in a Gen 1 with an 82mm pulley for that power level. The power delivery is phenomenal. The packaging is OEM quality like a Roush blower, and you're never going to have an issue with a little 6-rib belt on a 82 or even a 79mm pulley, sir. Brandon Watson says, my shit makes 900 to the tires. Sit next to it on the back road, and I'll show you how useless it is. Okay, Brandon Watson, no problem. No, we can try that. I'll bring my Fairmont out that makes about 930, 940, and we'll go from a roll on an unprepped road. And we'll see once we start smacking into each other. Blah, blah, blah. It's just not a good time. Unless you do like an 80 roll. What about a boosted CJ with a monoblade? That's dumb because it's blow through. At this point, it's blow through. It's almost, when it's blow through, it doesn't matter. So you're not going to make a lot more power with the CJ blow through monoblade than you would with like an 18 manifold stock throttle body. You are forcing the air in there. So you're not going to make a 40 more with a CJ and a monoblade, in my opinion. It's just not worth it. David Zarembo says, I just got tires checked numerous times. Maybe it's time to get a new drive shaft then. Just take a look at it. I'm not saying the drive shaft's junk, but take a look at it. Make sure you didn't suck up a rag or anything. Even a rag or a piece of paper can throw off the balance really easily. Someone's hitting me up on text, and I don't know who the fuck it is. Oh, okay. Best NA Mustang Bullet setup. NA Mustang Bullet setup, you drive it back to the dealership and you trade it in for a regular GT. That's the best NA Mustang Bullet setup. Brandon Watson says, I'm in North Florida. We dig around here. You do. Yeah, you guys don't fuck around up there. I like it. And there's some spots that I've been eyeing, but I'm not going to drive 3 hours just to get a good spot. Fuck that. But I like the fact that you guys dig up there. I love it. One Kyle One says 15 GT Gen 2R 79mm pulley with a 5% lower. Why a 5% lower? That's a weird lower. All bolt-ons, fuel system, good 85, 6R, 355s, full drag pack. Want to turn up 75 or 72 with the lower? Yeah. If you got a fuel system, you can fucking go with a 69mm and a 5% lower. Now, if you have a 6 rib, that's going to be a problem. You might have belt slip, so be careful. You might have to upgrade to 10 rib or 8 rib. I don't even think they make 8 rib anymore. I think they go right to 10 rib, which I don't like the VMP style Roush 10 rib because it uses the air conditioning drive, and I had nothing but failures on the 10 rib air conditioning pulley setup. I don't know why, but I went through 3 AC compressors because the pulley destroyed the because the bearing failed. I prefer not having the air conditioning be part of the drive of the blower. Sorry, call me crazy. Best Black Friday Mustang performance parts to watch out for. No idea. David, remember, are they road force balancing them or just checking weight balance? What is a watt box? A watt box is this little guy, right? So a watt box is N2. It's like a 2-step, N2 MB watt box. So this is what it looks like. I don't want to promote that fucking site. Fuck that site. Fuck you. There we go. So the N2 MB watt box is here we go. Adds 2. I'm gonna Google it for you because apparently you don't know how to fucking Google. They are no lift shifting and two-step launch control. Both of these features are completely use programmable using the Wattbox graphical user interface, the GUI. The no lift shift feature makes no lift easy by cutting your engine's ignition for a very short period while you no lift shift. Gay as fuck. Breathe on the throttle. Don't be gay. No lift shifting keeps the gas down to the shift. Keeping the gas down to the shift. The ignition cuts allows the synchronous transmission to mesh easily. Same thing your fucking foot does when you lift on it a little bit. Okay, so the major benefits are lower ETs, reduced chance of missing a gear, no. More consistent, effortless shifts, reduced wear on the transmission, no. Reduced chance of major transmission damage. The two-step launch control modulates ignition by cutting power to the individual coils to hold the RPM you want to launch at. So basically, you want to leave at 4,000 RPMs. You set it in the system. You floor it with the clutch in, and ba 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 ba, and then you let go of the clutch, and you hear ba ba ba. That's your transmission exploding when you try to use this feature on a MT82. There you go. I Googled it for you, brother. You like my sound effects? Dakota blew up my Gen 2. Just kidding. Engine is being rebuilt with a Gen 3 bottom end with ARP bolts. Whipple Gen 4. OPG CS. It better be TSS or MMR oil pump gears and a crank sprocket. And don't ask me fucking why. Budget return system. Anything internals like springs or timing components I should upgrade? Yeah, the fuel system. Yeah, honestly, nah, you're good. You're good. Gen 3 bottom end, top end, lethal fuel system, and it better not be some Bobo fucking oil pump gears and a crank sprocket. If you do, we're going to have a talk. Pedro Marrero says, I got a 2012 turbo with a built 6R80 in the final stages of tuning. Every time they try to tune it with select shift, the car throws a P0705 code. Do I have to Google that shit for you too? Because you paid P0705? Do I have to Google that shit and select shift? What does the P0705 mean? It means transmission range sensor circuit malfunction. The PRNDL input is triggered when the transmission range sensor cannot send data and provides enough erroneous input to the transmission control or powertrain, meaning you have a bad connection in your shifter. Bad connection in the either internal or the actual sensor is not, picking up when you engage it into sport mode. That's all that's happening right now, brother. So you're welcome. I Googled that for you too. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Google shit. Google shit. That's what I do. Hey, Alex, what's this mean? It means this. Oh, thanks. Why can't you guys Google shit? God damn it, man. What the fuck is wrong with people? Google shit. Thanks for the money, but god damn it, Google shit. What do you think of Texas Speed headers, Gen 2 Coyote? They're a discount header. They're fine. If you want a quality header, American Racing, Ultimate Header, or Cooks, period. El Coyote says, Mustang Lifestyle does one pass at the track and something breaks. Look, I'm going to give Mustang Lifestyle a fucking advice. Take the drag radials off of that fucking car. The car needs a bias ply. You squid. Needs a fucking bias ply. A Mickey Thompson ET drag stiff wall slick. That's what it fucking needs. Put it on and stop embarrassing yourself. You're looking real fucking stupid out there. You're welcome. I don't want to help people, especially like that. But you can only lead a horse to water. What do you think of Texas? I already said that Texas headers. I already said that Black S550. They're a discount header. I prefer Ultimate Header, American Racing, or Cooks. Yeah, seriously, guys, right? That dude. I mean, I'm like, it's gonna spin. Boom, spins. It's gonna break loose and gear. Boom, break. I'm like, you're launching an 1100 horsepower car stick without a slipper clutch on a drag radial. How stupid are you? How stupid are you? What's his name? The guy who got his GT500 built at VMP. It's a white GT500. Joe tunes it. I don't know. He has a Lambo. What's his name? He has a stiff wall. They listened to me. I said, stiff wall slick. Put that bitch on. Bam. Goes 9-1. I think he went 8s already. I'm not 100%. 9-1. Like his first or second time out. I'm like, and it looked professional. Whoop, whoop. I'm like, damn. Getting it done. What's wrong with people? He almost blew his motor once or so, he thought. Yeah, whatever. Hell, can you Google me a good remedy for these crabs? All right, crabs. Genital crabs. Here we go. Genital crabs. Here we go. The crab louse or pubic... The crab louse or pubic louse is an insect that is an obligate... Oh, wow. Ectoparasite of humans, feeding exclusively on blood. The crab louse usually found in the person's pubic hair. Although the louse cannot jump, it can also live in other areas of the body that are covered with coarse hair, such as eyelashes. Do you imagine having eyelash crabs? Wow. Let me see. How to get rid of crabs. How to get rid of genital crabs. Let's go. I'm going to Google that for you. And a lice-killing lotion containing 1% permethrin or a mousse, oh my God, containing pyrethrins and pipernoryl butt oxide can be used to treat pubic crab lice. These products are available over the counter without prescription at a local drugstore or pharmacy. Excuse me, can I have some lice-killing lotion that has 1% permethrin? Why, sir? I have dick lice. No, I have eyelash lice. Where's the Fairmont videos? Fairmont's going to be up and running tomorrow. I upgraded the fuel system. Talking shit, how to Google your engine codes. Exactly. Google your engine codes, guys. You need to sell that Roush, someone said. YouTube corrupt by free speech in the house. What's up, man? He said Jacob Mitchell had a question about his 2020 Roush blower. Jacob Mitchell, I don't see him. Did he pay? Homeboy pay? No. Okay. If you have a Roush blower made in a Gen 3 vehicle, 18 and up, sell that shit. If you're at the dealership and you are looking at a Roush vehicle and you want to buy it and it's a Gen 3 Roush, walk away. You're welcome. Seriously. Dud as fucking dud can get on that blower, brother. Pat the One says, Alex, will the V8 sports cars, Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, Charger survive the Biden-Harris administration? with their new green emissions programs. Very good. This is why I think people don't understand that voting for that fuck face is going to fuck up their favorite hobby. Do you think the Green New Deal just means they're going to tax companies that emit, greenhouse gases? No, the Green New Deal doesn't want cars on the road anymore. They don't want you doing burnouts. You think some tree-hugging fuck wants to see you doing a burnout? Enjoying yourself? Pouring E85, pimp juice on the ground to get a burnout in? Putting, race gas in the car? Torco? No. They want you gone. You're the fucking problem. Diesel guys with their yee stacks, drag racers, motorsports. You're going to see that shit gone within 10 years if those idiots get in and their legislation passes. It will not pass because the Senate is going to remain Republican, and that will be the stopgap unless he issues fucking executive orders. If you voted for Biden-Harris and you're a car guy, drink bleach. Drink fucking bleach right now. They literally want to kill your hobby. Plain and simple. Drink bleach, Clorox. One less motherfucker in the world. Seriously, drink. I mean, what the fuck's wrong with you? Garage Junkie says, yo man, hypothetically, can you run an RPM switch so as long as you get the RPM input to take place of the paddle shifter to set up at an 8300 RPM on the 2020 GT500, just rerouting the circuit from the paddle shift to the TCM? Has Lund considered this? We're not we tune, we don't hack. We're not going to run wires. You could do it, Garage Junkie. Hey, Garage Junkie. Someone brings a GT500, $117,000 GT500 to your garage. Go ahead and run that wire and see if you can get it to shift higher. I'm not doing that. KC526 says, do not drink bleach. No. Drink bleach if you voted for Biden-Harris and you think that they're going to allow you to have your car and do burnouts and do cool shit. Drink the shit out of that bleach. Chug it. Chug that shit. Fuck's wrong with you? Mike J says, tell like it is. They keep finding votes for Trump that weren't counted, so who knows? It might flip. It's not going to flip. I love you. It's not going to flip. Biden's going to be the president. I've just accepted it in my mind. I've just accepted it because, somehow there's 77 million window-licking fucktard retards in the United States. Unbelievable. I can't wait for a customer to go, Alex said some dumb shit on his personal page wearing your hat and your shit. Everyone that you see here agrees with me. I'm not speaking for them. I'm speaking for me. Drink the shit out of that bleach. Stupid. Wait. Hey, I voted for Biden because I didn't like Trump's orange skin.
Stupid.
I voted for Biden-Harris because I like it when girls suck dick to get to the top.
Stupid.
I voted for Biden-Harris because Trump is a billionaire and he's a racist.
Stupid.
Exactly. Fuck's wrong with you? Stupid. That's my favorite. I like it. Set of billet specialties, win lights, or welds. Billet specialties are baller. Welds are hard to come by. I think it's just hard. Like, I guess there's no metal around to make weld anymore. But I guess, you got VMSs. Go to Family Dollar. They'll have them going there. King Biden. I'm Mexican and I voted for Trump. That's a crazy thing. In the election, more Mexicans or Hispanics and blacks voted for Trump. And it's got the Democrats bugged out. They're like, wait a minute. We tell them we're going to give them stuff and never go through with it. How come they didn't vote for us? The powers that be want Trump out. They don't like him. Look, he said he was going to drain the swamp. And I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a hardcore Trumper. I'm nothing like that. I don't talk politics with people because everyone I talk politics to doesn't know shit about politics. They go, he's orange. I don't like him. He's orange. Oh, you mean the billionaire? You mean the fucking billionaire? The guy made $1 billion? That guy? Oh, he got given $1 million by his dad. If I get given $1 million, I'm not going to make it into $1 billion. Fuck no. This is a ratchet shit. Raul Lopez says, wait, didn't Melania suck dick to get to the top? Top of what? The president's lap? She ain't running the country. They should have fought. I like how he brings up Melania, and we're talking about the president, not the wives, the president. She ain't vice president. She's just the wife. Now, come on, Law Harris. She was sucking all the dick to get to the top. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. They bought big tech. That is crazy. Did you see that shit? Now we're talking fucking politics. Did you see that this morning when they were when they had Facebook and Instagram grilling them about how certain things they were, every time Trump says the sky is blue, they put a little tag, the sky is not always blue. I'm like, wow. Technically, they're right. Matt 2011T says, well, they did pitch socialism to the Cubans, so Cubans didn't vote for him down here. The Cubans were like, fuck that shit, because the Cubans know what socialism looks like, so do Venezuelans and everyone else in South America. Biden voters have no logic. You're 100% right. 100% right. They vote on emotion, not logic. Albert Smith says 15 GT, performance pack, 6-speed manual. I got an F1 Pro Charger head unit. I check with Pro Charger and it'll work with their brackets. Street roll goals. Maybe 800 with good 85. Suggestions? Yeah, 1000cc injector. Keep boost at about, wow, I don't know what the F1 makes, but shit, you gotta be careful because they can make a lot of power. And if you can just keep an eye on that fucking crank, dude. I'm not a big fan of the F1 or any Pro Charger setup when it comes to crank stress. So just keep an eye on that crank. I love you. But yeah, I think that'll be fine. They make power. They simply make power. Jacob Mitchell says, please, Alex. I'm a big fan, Alex. There's got to be a way to run low tens. Just tell me what to do. If it was you didn't want to sell it, what would you do to make it run low tens? You're saying the Roush blower, boost it to death, E85 it to death, put meth down its throat so it doesn't get hot, and it might run a low 10. Boost it to death, E85 it to death. Do the same thing you do to any other blower. Fucking 15, 18 PSI, meth, because that thing's going to get hot. And then run E85 in it with a 1000cc injector. I don't see why it doesn't run at least a 9. I voted for Biden because Trump hurt my feelings. Every first lady technically slept their way to the top. You're not wrong. Ethan Hack. Biden is bought out by the military industrial complex. Ethan Hack? Interesting. I've heard that too. Where people want to go to war. And when Trump wasn't going to war and bringing people back, it was pissing off the military industrial complex. Guess what the most rich zip codes are in the United States? Where are the richest zip codes in the United States? Take a wild guess where the richest zip codes are in the United States. Around Washington, Baltimore area, Maryland, all around there, richest zip codes. Why? Lobbyists go in there, try to fucking get people to blow shit up. Unreal stuff. Kyle Brandon says, haha, almost pissed myself when you said drink bleach if you're a car guy and voted for Biden. People do not do research before voting. Logic and facts need to be first, not emotions. Hope all is well. Thank you, Alex. I hope everyone is here in the chat. Daddy Kyle came. I got the pimp juice. Let me show you all the shit that I got for traction compound. Oh my god. Look at this. Woo-wee. I got all this shit. Look at this. Oh my god. Light's gonna fall. So these are the traction compounds that I have. I have Skinnies, right? We got Skinnies. I bought Skinnies Secret sauce. I tried that. You saw the results, but I'm gonna look for a Prep Road and bias plies. Then I got Dead Hook Prep from Kyle Brandon. Kyle Brandon got me Dead Hook Prep. Gonna try that too. I'm gonna have to probably buy 2 or 3 sets of tires because I'm gonna go through all of them. Then I got good old fashioned Pimp Juice. Try that thing, same thing. I'm going to do the same exact test on all of them. It'll probably be one long video because I don't think splitting them up into like 3 or 4 videos is going to be beneficial. You'll get bored of it. And then, shout out to the guys at Stripper Glitter. Gave me a great deal and they got me a shirt. Stripper Glitter got this stuff too. So I'm going to try them all. No favorites here. I got a bunch of them in and I'm going to try them all and see how everything goes then. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Kyle's a great supporter. Hits me up on email, hooks a brother up, supports the channel, sends stuff to Power by the Hour for me to try. SK Performance, also great guys. Send me shirts, send me cam chain of guides. Super great people. If you want to send me anything, a shirt, anything, just send it to Power by the Hour, 124 Lindy Lane, Suite A. Attention, Alex Flores. Hey, Alex, what are your thoughts on the new 6.8 V8 for the new Mustang? Eddie Serrato, go back to the beginning of the show. I talked about it for about 20 minutes. The military-industrial complex wants to stay in the Middle East forever since they benefit from stealing the oil. Trump fought them on the wars, and the establishment didn't like that. But he's orange. He had to go. He's orange. He had to go. Man, every time I talk to people, I'm lucky I surround myself with people that get it. But when someone comes into my life that doesn't get it, I'm like, what planet did you grow up on? Like, what the fuck are you looking at? What the fuck is the difference between SAE smoothing 5 and other smoothing numbers? It's just a correction factor. Look it up. Google it. King Yodi, love you. Google it. Hey, Alex, in your opinion, what's best cold air intake for low IATs for a daily? The stock one, S550 Nick. Great Reset equals dissolve the U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, and replaced with globalization and socialism. Pat the one. Every time I keep hearing the United Nations having power in the U.S., I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The United Nations having ass, crooked ass, fuck out of here. The World Health Organization, fuck you too. Fuck all of them. Anything world or global can go suck a fat dick. Alex, thank you so much for the way everyone makes it a Roush blower that make it seem it won't go for low tens. It'll make the car slower. No. Look, you treat it just like you treat any other blower. Boost it to death, and I'm sure VMP makes pulleys for it. E85, 1000cc injector, and aftermarket tuning, it should go a decent number, but the IATs are going to be insanely high compared to Edelbrock, Paxton, Vortec, ProCharger, and Whipple. Thoughts on the Gen 3 Coyote motor for boost? Ramsey, have you not been watching this show? Have you not been watching this show? Where I saw we showed one go sevens with a supercharger. We're gonna see one go sevens with a blower pretty soon. It's gonna be pretty amazing. They're impeaching the Michigan governor. No shit, that's crazy. What's the first thing to fail on third gen engines with boost? Well, the early third gen engines, the 18s and up, like they didn't have round cylinders in the engine. They were like oval, and like ringlands were failing left and right. And then 19, they seemed to get their head out of their ass, and it was a little better. But I actually, there's no common failure point. Usually when people boost it to death, typical things go, like pistons chunk, rods go, oil pump gears, shit like that. YouTube Corrupt says, so true, man. People are brainwashed by mainstream media and social news media, though. I think people that watch NPR, CNN, and like Twitter, that's their news source. And they don't watch all the others. And I'm like, and if you stay watching CNN for an hour, you'd go, what world are they living in? Like, it's not reality. It's not, because we're out there. We're out there. We're the normal people. We're out there. We see what's happening. Nobody thinks like that. And if they do, they're not in my life. They better get the fuck away from me. We can do better than both of these contestants in the Bozo show. My back hurts. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the lesser of two evils, unfortunately right now, is Trump. Washington State is as blue as it gets. No more emissions here. We only get our info from the media. They are corrupt. Nick Smith retracted a statement while Jorge says, see, Biden gets voted in. Everyone gets dumber on the questions. You're not wrong. We're going to start hearing, once Biden gets elected, every other question on my channel is going to be, what horsepower will a Roush Gen 3 make with an 82 millimeter pull? I'm like, I don't know. Rami Harris says, I have a lifetime Twitter ban. Wow, what'd you do? The only way they do that, according to them today, was like kiddie porn. Hope you didn't do that. KC526 says, have a great night. Get your FBO shirts for the holidays. See the about section for details. Thank you very much, KC526. I think she doesn't like the Biden talk. I suspect she's a Biden voter. So I don't think she likes the Biden talk. She's like, okay, I'm out of here. La, 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 la. All you guys are talking shit about Biden. Orange man bad. La, la, la. Thank you, KC526, for hanging out. Preach it, Alex. Thank you very much. Alex, which type of woman is easier to get into bed? Left liberal or right conservative? Left liberal. If you don't give a shit about their politics, they are sucking the bitch in the parking lot of the what's the name of that place? Subculture Coffee. You're at Subculture Coffee on Clematis, and she's quacking 5,000 on the she's quacking 5,000 on the bitch where the bands play when Corona isn't a crazy thing. I'm like, yeah, quack on that bitch, stupid. Yeah, do that. Who'd you vote for? Biden? Yes, quack on that bitch. No problem. Liberal women are easier to get in bed by far. Conservative women are like, I got to see what you're all about. What's your fucking credit score? You know, what do you got to offer? Liberal women, I'm like, you like to hug trees too? Oh, I totally love to hug trees.
Stupid.
I mean, I hate that the planet is getting warmer.
Stupid.
Yeah, fuck you. Gluck, gluck, quack, quack, gugga, gugga, gugga. The Alex News Network, not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right, I'm going to get out of here. It's been an hour and 34 minutes. It's been fun. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I cannot imagine any other channels that have this kind of format are actually halfway decent and entertaining, but hopefully you guys had some laughs today and you learned a couple of things along the way. I still don't think the 6.8 is going to end up in the Mustang. I could be 100% wrong, but it would be an evolutionary step backwards. Like voting for Biden. It would be an evolutionary step backwards to shove a cam-in block motor. Now, will it make power? Of course. Some idiot is going to shove a cam in it, boost it, make 1,000, and they're going to go, oh my God, this has never been done before, except on every other Coyote ever in history, and they're going to be dumbfounded as to, you know, it'll be like reinventing the wheel. I'm like, we already did this years ago, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, guys, for those of you that follow me on that dating channel, hit me, you know, tomorrow we'll continue the conversation. I have a story about someone I met, and I talked about it on the video that I just uploaded on the other channel. So if you're not a member of that dating channel, just type in that dating channel, and I talk life, dating, and a lot of shit. And we'll have a lot of fun tomorrow talking some shit. Thanks for joining me today. I'll try to get some pimp juice down on the street and get you some video on the red car, the Fairmont. And I got a surprise coming probably in a couple weeks. Hopefully, I'll get you guys up to snuff on everything that's happening. And I'll give you an update on what's happening with Lund Racing and Texas 2K. Okay, guys, talk to you guys later. For those of you that were going to be